And you can psychoanalyze me for that all you want. Call me cheese, because I am folded. I am the Hulk. Hi, babies. I love you. Support me, right? I could be the one to change him and fix him. How many booktubers does it take to open a book mail? Hello and welcome back to Alexandria Loves Books. Boo! If you couldn't tell, it's my birthday today. I was born September 5th, 2000, which means today, on my 25th birthday, my frontal lobe is fully developed, guys. The quarter-life crisis has already been happening, but that's besides the point. A few months ago, it was Allie's birthday on booktube, and she did this video where she read books that she thought she would give 5 stars during her birth week as a way to be like, it's my birth week, let's read some books that I'm really excited to read. And I love that idea. There's many books that I'm really excited to read that I think could be 5 stars, and there are 2 new releases coming out on September 9th that I think could be 5 stars. So I'm copying her idea. Thanks, Ellie. Doubt she's watching, but hi. I need to wait 4 more days before the 2 new releases come out. But first, to start off, Addicted to You by Krista and Becca Ritchie, the first book in the Addicted Calloway series. It's a 10-book series. I was waiting to finish the Like Us series before starting Addicted Calloway. The Like Us is the first spin-off series after this one. I do have 1 more book in the Like Us series to finish, but I want to read this book, so I'm going to. I'm going to read the first book in the series before finishing the Like Us series. And what are you going to do about it? Support me, right? This one follows Lily and Lo. And I already know of them like as adults and as parents of adult kids. So like I love these characters and I can't wait to like read about them falling in love. They are best friends and they have been fake dating for 3 years because they both have addictions that they're trying to hide from their family. And so by acting like they're in a relationship, they can kind of like hide their addictions from their loved ones. And then of course, as all these things start to happen, they realize maybe there's something real between them. I am going to go to a coffee shop. I don't know actually how much I'll read because, to be honest, I'm going to be so real with you. I woke up this morning, the day of my birthday, and got my period. So I'm dealing with day 1 cramps and it is not fun. So I don't really feel like being out of the house, but I still want to go out on my birthday, go probably read my Bible at a coffee shop, get like a cute drink, a little pastry, maybe do some reading. I actually don't know how much reading I'll do there, but I'll film an aesthetic clip for you at minimum. Also, it's like 70 degrees, but I'm hoping and wanting for fall. So this is the outfit. I am sweating under everything, but I feel cute and I'm just putting out fall vibes because that's what I want. It is a big release day, so let's go buy some 5-star prediction new releases. The sweetest little old married couple, they're not that old, but older couple, we're in the book aisle and she was picking up A Court of Wings and Ruin and A Court of Silver Flames. It was so precious since we started talking about ACOTAR and how it's such a good series. I did find the one book that I really wanted to read in this video because I do think it could be 5 stars. Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. The 3rd book in the series, Dream Girl Drama, I rated 5 stars, so I could see this being a 5 stars. I love the men she writes. It's usually men obsessed. This is, I think, fake dating, sports romance. She's a softball player. I believe he's a hockey player, so I'm really excited. I wanted to pick up People Watching by Hannah Bonham Young, which comes up today, but they didn't have it. But I did find 2 other books that are not new releases that I'm just really excited about. The Game Plan by Kristen Callahan. I've like seen this around, but I wasn't planning on getting it. But it caught my eye, and it's sports romance. He's an NFL player. He's her brother-in-law's best friend, and he wants her. And so he sets his sights on her and pursues her. And I eat that up. I love when a man knows what he wants and pursues a woman. And then I also got Ruthless Creatures. This is a dark romance, first book in a series, mafia romance. After reading Phantom by Greer Rivers, I'm just like in a mafia romance mood. Hi, babies. I love you. I love you so much. I love you so much. Okay. I'm about halfway done with Addicted to You, so it's definitely time for an update. This doesn't feel like a 5-star. I could be wrong. We'll see how the second half goes. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about this book, and I'm curious if my thoughts would have been different on this book if I read this before I read the Like Us series, which is of their kids. So I've met them as a married couple. I've met them as parents to their 4 kids. As it stands, I don't love their dynamic. I love them, and I'm rooting for them. Did you scare yourself? She was inspecting something, and then, I don't know, it made a noise and she got scared. What was I even saying? I love childhood best friends to lovers, and that is what this is. But I've never read a book where the 2 main characters both have such a strong addiction that affects their daily lives, affects their family lives, affects their relationships, their friendships, their relationship with each other. And I was a little nervous too, because I didn't know if this book was going to be like super spicy because she's a sex addict. And from reading their books before, like I know that they do write spice in their books, but I just didn't know with her being a sex addict how that would do, because I didn't want to read like spice if it was for her addiction. And it's not. It's, you know, obviously like she's indulging in her addiction, but it's usually like fade to black are the only details that are shared are ones that are kind of specific to express like what she's feeling or thinking or going through. So I'm grateful about that. It's also wild seeing them enable each other's addictions, and it's just their friendship and relationship is so destructive because of that. I'm rooting for them in general, and luckily I already kind of know where they end up, which is great. But their relationship right now is not healthy. They love each other, but it's toxic because they're both enabling each other's addictions. I'm not bored, but this entire time, the past like 200 pages, I'm like, okay, we're just like continuing in these patterns, and I'm excited to see these patterns change and work through. I do like that we are getting snippets of kind of like what's underneath the addiction, and like them kind of cracking a little bit and like being vulnerable and getting to learn more about the insecurities or reasons behind what fuels their addictions. They clearly both have things to process. So those are my current thoughts. I'm gonna try to read to page 300 today and then finish it tomorrow. Does that work with you, Pearly? I just finished Addicted to You. Definitely not a 5-star. I think I'm gonna rate it a 3.5 stars. I enjoyed this book, but I also didn't like love it, and it definitely felt like an emotional like gut punch because it was so real and heavy. Like they did not romanticize addiction, which I'm happy they didn't. I didn't know what to expect going into this because I was like, well, this is a romance book, and like it is, but it's not a romantic romance book. This book in their story, and mind you, this is not the only book in their story, it's a 10-book series, multiple couples, but still they have more to their story. This on its own is not romantic. It's not like cute and sweet. I mean, there's a few things that I'm like, oh my gosh, okay, like I love them. I love that they are soulmates and best friends for their entire lives. Like they just mean the world to each other. And although that's great, it's actually really toxic because that feeds into their own and each other's addictions. And then it just creates a codependent relationship where they're enabling each other's addictions. And so it's really heavy. There's some really rock bottom moments. So wow, 3.5 stars. That just feels right. I am definitely excited to keep reading their story and continuing the series soon because wow, I need to know what happens. I need to know how they grow and how they heal and how they work through things, and wow, and seeing what they're going through internally that like drives their addictions. It just is so real and human and honest. I think my next read has a higher chance of being a 5-star because it's more what I'm in the mood for. I need a romantic romance, and that is why I'm going to be picking up Picture Perfect by Tessa Bailey. I know that she's going to deliver a fluffy, cute, fun, spicy romance, and I'm gonna eat it up, and I'm gonna laugh, and I'm gonna blush, and I'm gonna feel emotion still. So it's not gonna be just like a superficial work of art. It's gonna get me in the gut, but also I'm gonna have a fun, good time. Boston Bearcats rookie Robbie Corrigan is living the dream. He's made it to the NHL, and his best friend / teammate is his roomie. And the women of Boston love them both. Life is sweet. That is, until he meets Skylar Page, Division I softball pitcher, girl least likely to take anyone's bull, and the one member of the opposite sex immune to his charms. Robbie might be dazzled by the badass pitcher, but Skylar pegs him as a filthy player and wants nothing to do with him. When he discovers she's carrying a serious torch for her brother's best friend, Robbie knows he should just go back to clubbing and whipped cream bikini parties, but he can't seem to leave Skylar to flounder on her romantic quest to land another man. Nor can he miss out on the opportunity to spend time with her and hopefully redeem himself. Before Robbie knows it, he's agreed to be Skylar's fake boyfriend / love coach at an upcoming family wilderness competition, where her crush will be in attendance. What could go wrong? I'm about halfway, so it's definitely time to give you an update. I'm on page 164, chapter 18. I'm having a good time. I'm laughing, I'm giggling, I'm blushing, I'm kicking my feet. I really like Robbie's character because he is like known as like the ladies' man, and so to see him kind of get like a wake-up call, because there's so many books out there where it's like reformed playboy, and then he finds the one, and then he changes his ways for her, which is like kind of toxic, but it's fun to read about because it's kind of teaching girls and women that like, oh, I could be the one to change him and fix him, and it's like, no, don't waste your time. There's many books like that, or male main characters like that, but I specifically like in this one where he's having internal reflection and self-reflection, and she's kind of calling him out on his BS. And I really like that he's like self-reflecting and going, oh my god, I didn't even realize that like I'm not proud of the things I've said about women, or like to women, or like how I've treated them. And nothing like too insane. If it was like real bad, then I wouldn't like him at all. But I do enjoy kind of reading about his internal like monologue of realizing like, I don't want to be like this. This is not who I am. This is not the man I was raised to be. And so I really like that part of his character. I feel for Skylar. She's very like outcasted in her family, even though it seems like on paper like she should belong, but they kind of exclude her in certain things. I really like seeing them kind of working as teammates during this competition. It's been really like heartwarming to see that heal some stuff for her. I know that Tessa Bailey is not for everyone. A majority of her books are like insta love, or like those vibes, and normally I'm with the majority on that of like, no, I want to see them fall in love, and then like they start the yearning and like get to know each other before it progresses and whatnot. But for some reason I enjoy it when Tessa Bailey does it, because I enjoy a man that meets a woman or knows a woman and knows that he wants to be with her and actively is like, I'm going for this. I am pursuing her. I am going to treat her right and love her. And then they fall in love. And I enjoy that sometimes. And you can psychoanalyze me for that all you want. Yes, I want a man to look at me and go, that's the one. Except I don't want that, because in real life, if a guy did that, I would be like, I don't know you, I don't trust you, get away from me. So some things really only work in books, but it's fun to read about. I was taking a break from reading, and I was actually looking up cameras, and I was just like thinking about my channel, and how I was feeling reminded me of a quote from this book earlier on. This is where I'm at. This is where the quote is. This is not a spoiler, by the way. This is Robbie speaking. Once, after a particularly brutal tryout, Grandpa Nick took me to fly kites. All three of them caught the air at different times, even though he let them go all at once. That's always stuck with me, you know? We all catch the air at different times. And when I first read it, I was like, I love that. That's so sweet. But then as I was like thinking about my channel, and you know, I'm very proud of where my channel has gone and grown in the past 1.5 years, and how my skills have improved, and how I've grown this community, and that all of you guys are here now and subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, please do. But I'm a human, and I have moments of self-doubt or comparison where I'm like, well, why isn't my channel growing that fast? Or why is this video, you know, did not perform well? Or like people aren't watching this, or like people aren't commenting, or just like thinking about like, I want my channel to grow. And it's hard when it's like you're working so hard and then things aren't like happening as quickly as you would like them to. And it just brought me back to that quote, and I just thought that was really powerful when I could actually like apply it to myself, where I'm like, yeah, everyone takes air at different times, catches air at different times. Doesn't mean I won't ever catch air. I've been catching some air, and one day I'll catch a lot of air. And I just really loved that. Sig says, whenever I doubt myself with a girl, I ask myself one question. If there is anyone else in the world who would work harder to make her happy, As long as the answer to that is no, you're the right man. Do you get why I love these men? Living without her would be like asking someone to run full speed in outer space. I think I know who the main characters will be in the next book. Good morning. Last night I finished Picture Perfect. I went back and forth on the rating for this book. I was between a 4 to 4.25, and then I looked through the books I've read this year and what I rated 4.25, and I realized I like those more than I like this. So I landed on a 4-star. I love this. See, to me, a 1-star is awful. 2-star, bad, not good. 3-star, good. 4-star, great. 5-star, amazing. So this is great. This was a 4-star. I love their chemistry. I love their banter. I loved how much they wanted each other, and they had their fears, but they still pushed through. And I loved how direct he was with knowing what he wanted. So it was very fun, and I really enjoyed it. But it didn't give me a 5-star feeling. She's cheesy. She's tacky, and I love that about her. But sometimes it's just not it. For my next read, I don't even know how much I'll be able to read today. I have a busy day ahead of me in 30 minutes. I have to leave. I have a dentist appointment, and then I have a baby shower far away. So it's going to be pretty much an all-day thing. I'm going to get home and I'm going to be dead to the world. So I don't even know how much I'll be able to read of this today. But I've been waiting to unpack this, open it with you. I might need to get scissors. I didn't think about that. I don't want to leave to get scissors though. I'm trying to hold it a certain way so you don't see my address. I am the Hulk. This is my first purchase from the Strand bookstore. I've never been in person, but I did make a pre-order. Come on, other half. This is really pathetic. How many booktubers does it take to open a book mail? Hi, pretty baby. You're gorgeous. Mama loves you. Wild Card by Elsie Silver, the 4th book and final book in the Rose Hill series. And, okay, are we ready for this? Are we ready? Ooh, I got a little card. And Elsie Silver signed it. Elsie Silver, I love you. I know I don't look like any of the Chestnut Springs characters, but please cast me in the Chestnut Springs series, please. I'm an actor, I'm trained, I have a degree in theater arts, please. I'll be tree number 2, anything. For the ones who were told their dreams were too dreamy, but who went on to make them come true anyway. And for my awful high school English teacher, Mr. C, who looked me in the eye at 16 years old and told me I'd never be a good writer. Thanks for the motivation. Yeah, Mr. C, she's my favorite writer. Agree. There's brief discussions of body shaming, weight stigma, and reflections on fat phobia. Can't wait. Now, Wild Love and Wild Eyes were 5 stars. Wild Love was 6 stars. Wild Side, I think, was a 4 to 4.5, so there's a high chance. Oh, and I got a Strand bookmark! Sebastian Rousseau is a grumpy, hot-as-hell fire pilot who is too damn good with his hands. It's the perfect combination, but unfortunately for Gwen, he's also her ex-boyfriend's dad. A chance meeting brought them together, and a misconnection has kept them apart. 1 year later, a stroke of fate has them living under the same roof, which makes everything between them downright messy, because even after all this time, he's still the man Gwen thinks about when she falls asleep, the one she can't get over no matter how hard she tries. Bash is working on mending a fragile relationship with his son, and they both know acting on these urges would be the ultimate betrayal. But Gwen sees the heat in his eyes, that look of need that never fails to send a shiver down her spine. The mutual longing is borderline unbearable, and the simmering heat between them is downright palpable. They both know there are rules when it comes to situations like this, but then again, following the rules has never felt so futile. I'm a little over 100 pages in, and can I just tell you, everything feels right in the world now that an Elsie Silver book is in my hands, and its words are being ingested by my eyes and planting itself in my brain. Was that a little too much? Maybe. I'm sorry, but it's how I feel. Her writing and her characters and her worlds just do something to me, and every time I read an Elsie Silver book, I'm just reminded why I love reading. High contender for a 5-star. High contender. Quick little thoughts. I love that we're getting to know Crazy Clyde a lot more, and now I love Clyde. He's the best. I love that he's kind of forming a relationship with Gwen, and also we're like seeing more of his bond with Bash. I love it. I love the dynamics. I love the things that Bash is already saying and thinking about her. I've already been underlining and annotating, and I've decided that I'm gonna like fully annotate this to what I do. I don't highlight things. I mean, if anything comes up that I'm like, I need this highlighted, not just underlined or starred, I will do so. I don't tab things just because I am lazy, but I am actually writing little notes and like stars and exclamation points and underlines and my little thoughts here and there. So I'm having a lot of fun with this one. I wanted to share a little bit more of my thoughts because I don't have any more reading updates in this video until the end, but I clearly am enjoying this book. I related to both Gwen and Bash and saw myself in them and their story and the things that they've gone through, so that was really beautiful to read about. I really appreciated that the whole body image topic was not her whole character. It was not her whole personality. You know, women are more than just our body image struggles, so I loved that. Overall, clearly, I'm enjoying this book. I can't explain it, but when he just refers to her as my girl, I'm folding. Call me cheese, because I am folded.
Next step is to fold in the cheese.
Just here for my girl. Just want to see my girl. Anything for my girl. Yeah, Pearl, she gets it. Bo Eaton just made a cameo. I miss the Eatons. I need to reread Chestnut Springs. It's been so long since I've read about one of them. I'd be the same over my girl too. Wild card. I just finished Wild Card by Elsie Silver. The Rose Hill series is complete. And the only thing that's making me not too upset about it is the fact that we have the Emerald Lake City coming soon next year. So now that I finished the last book in this video, do you think this was a 5-star? It wasn't. It was a 4.5. Not a 5-star. It was so close, and it really, the first half I was like, ooh, this might be, I don't know. It wasn't. It's a 4.5, which is still amazing, and I'm very happy with that. I loved the Grumpy Sunshine. I love the forced proximity. I love the age gap. I love the forbidden romance. I don't read about this too often, I feel like, but I honestly love reading books where the conflict is like out of their control. Like they didn't choose this. Like it just, and it was like forced on them, and then they're like, well crap, like how do, like there's no way out. How do we fix this? Like we're meant to be and we love each other and this is, we know this is right and this, you're my person, but these outside circumstances are just making this bad, you know? And so I ate that up. I love it so much. I just wish that I had more time for them to like bond before falling in love. We have their first like their meet cute, which I loved. I love that night that they had together in the airport. It was very like silly and fun and goofy, and it was like really special to like have that moment with where they both were at mentally in life. But that's all we got before then it was revealed, you know, that she, you know, he's the dad of the guy that she just like briefly like dated but not seriously, and all the then when like their paths collide again, they're not like actively pursuing like hanging out for obvious reasons, so it makes sense. But I do wish we just had some more time for them to grow a little bit. I do love their love together. I believe their love. I enjoyed that, but I just wish we had just like a little bit more connection. And I'm being nitpicky because it's Elsie Silver and I love her books. I know that she's amazing and she can write the most amazing books, and this was an amazing book. And because I know her talent, her skill, I know it could be even a little better, you know? If this was just like the average Joe author, I would have been like, amazing, great, perfect. But this was amazing, but I just wish I had a little bit more there. Well, we read 3 books in a week and a half, starting on my birthday. And even though I didn't get a 5-star out of this video, I enjoyed the books I read, and I loved that my birthday week just gave me an excuse to just read books that I've been wanting to read for a while. We didn't get a 5-star, but I think it's interesting how we got a 3.5, a 4, and a 4.5. We just kept working our way up slowly towards the next rating. And I have a feeling the next book I read for a different video, which I'm gonna start either today or tomorrow, could be 5 stars. Because I've read the previous books in that series 5 stars. Can you guess what book I'm thinking of? You'll have to wait and watch that video whenever that is made public and posted. I don't know when that'll actually be. But thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts on any of these books. I know these are like 2 new releases, but still let me know if you read them so far. Let me know your thoughts on the Addicted Calloway series without spoilers, because I've only read the first book so far. Oh, this was so much fun. I love you all. Thank you so much for being here, and I shall see you in my next video. Bye!
Sunset whispers in the breeze. Memories hold me tight.